Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. Maryland begins reopening Phase 2. Governor Larry Hogan this evening is lifting his order that all non-essential businesses close. Meantime, the reopening doesn't affect Prince George's. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks is planning to hold off on Phase 2 plans until June 15th. In the wake of the George Floyd killing in Minneapolis, Maryland House Speaker Adrian Jones has assembled a police accountability work group. The panel will examine policing statewide, including the use of body cameras, use of force policies, review of policies and procedures related to the investigations of misconduct. Delegate Darrell Barnes has been named to that work group.
As the chairman of the Legislative Black Caucus, my number one priority for the upcoming session will be police accountability. My goal is to really work on the Maryland Law Enforcement Bill of Rights, because I think that is the crust of all this that's going on. The protections that these officers have for the wrongdoings that they do. So part of the work group, I think she put me on there because as the chair of the Black Caucus, I represent 58 members of African American descent. 48 in the House and 12 in the Senate, or 46 in the House, 12 in the Senate.
That work group, which includes lawmakers and citizens, is bipartisan and will meet throughout the summer and make recommendations for the 2021 legislative session. A leading Maryland senator is calling for new police accountability measures. Democrat Will Smith is proposing new measures to address officer training, use of force, and the disclosure of personnel records. In a letter to Senate colleagues asking for support, Smith says, quote, "Our system is broken." Smith is chairman of the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee. And protests are scheduled this weekend here in Prince George's County by groups calling for racial justice. Keisha Butts has that story.
As protests continue in the nation, including D.C., 2 separate protests will be taking place right here in Prince George's County this weekend. One is organized by Black Lives Matter Prince George's. Protesters plan to march across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge this Saturday. Another group called Laurel Stands for Justice will be holding a march and a ceremony at Granville Goody Park this Sunday. We spoke with organizers from both groups about the protests this weekend.
I truly hope that with this protest and all the protests that have been going on across the nation and the world, that we see that change needs to occur. Change needs to occur, and now. Justice needs to be served now, and we will not stop until it is.
We understand that the system is broken. We need to get out there and we need to work with all people. We need to work with the government. We need to work with police. We need to work with people of all races, because that's the only way we're going to get things to change.
Laurel Stands for Justice is donating proceeds to the George Floyd Memorial Fund. Both groups say they will be encouraging social distancing. This is Keisha Butts with CTV News.
Montgomery County Park Police want help in identifying this bicyclist. The suspect is wanted for assaulting a man along a popular trail. The victim says he and some friends were putting up signs calling for justice for George Floyd when the assault occurred. The incident happened Monday morning along the Capitol Crescent Trail near MacArthur Boulevard in Bethesda. If you have any information on this case, call police 301-929-2774. After a couple of months of social distancing and staying at home, most states have started relaxing restrictions. Still, health experts urge social distancing, and as we try to figure out what we are all comfortable with, what that means, and trying to figure it out. Patricia Vallone has our story.
It wasn't so long ago when you took a walk and someone approached you and quickly moved away or crossed the street that it would be considered offensive. But today, during the pandemic, it's a sign of respect. Now, according to Emily Post, you're not alone if you feel these new social measures are incredibly awkward and at times impolite. Everyone is figuring this out as we go.
When I see someone like come across the street, or we are like the same size and we kind of like walk a little bit away from each other. But I think it's reasonable, I think, and just a way to protect ourselves.
Hey, I was walking the dog and there were people in front of me and they met friends on the other side of the road and everybody was apart. I sort of waited until they finished talking before I went forward, and then when they started going forward, all 4 of them apologized to me because they saw I was standing there and waiting.
Now, Emily Post says the bottom line is that safety should always come before etiquette. From Brookside Gardens, I'm Patricia Vallone, CTV News.
If you're a recent high school graduate in Prince George's but not planning to head off to college and are looking for some guidance, the Training Source may be the answer. Katira Jones has our story.
The Training Source, a Seat Pleasant-based nonprofit, is working to get recent high school graduates who are not planning to go to college career ready. The organization wants to help young adults by providing them professional, life, and computer skills. Participants can ultimately receive certifications in in-demand fields like hospitality and healthcare.
In the Washington region, hospitality is a huge sector, healthcare is a huge sector, and professional services. So working in offices and businesses, those are huge sectors in general. And then within them, some of the things that you hear people talking about is customer service is so bad in the Washington region. Why is customer service so bad? And so we focus on always making sure our job training programs fix what employers say are problems. And so we do customer service certification. So the graduates of our programs exhibit great customer service skills from the onset. We have people with skills, with education, who are now unemployed. Getting a job is going to be majorly difficult without some kind of a credential. And so now, if you just say, I got a high school diploma and I want to go to work, it's going to be almost impossible. And so they must come through our doors now. They must go through somebody's doors if they want to be doing something that's going to pay for some health insurance, that's going to pay for some education, that they're going to get some paid vacations and things like that.
For more information, visit thetrainingsource.org. Reporting in Bowie, Katira Jones, CTV News.
Hi everybody and welcome to this CTV Sports Report. Big news out of soccer this week. Major League Soccer and the Players Association agreed to a new CBA which will have labor peace through 2025. They also agreed to a restart to the 2020 season in a tournament-style fashion in Orlando. Also, DC United is allowed to train at Audi Field for the first time since March. I caught up with defenseman Frederick Brilliant and talked to him about that and getting back into action.
It was not very easy to stay fit, but we had a program with the team, and we needed to follow this program, and it was pretty tough, to train alone all the time. It was hard because it was a lot of running, but yeah, I can say I feel good, and I think I'm fit right now.
For the first time, you guys were able to go train with one another at Audi Field. What was that like, and what did you guys do?
Yeah, we were on the field. It was good to see Audi Field again. It was a long time since March 7, I think, the last game. So yeah, it was a long time. No, it was great. Today was a technical exercise. Nothing crazy because we had a lot of running Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So today was light. It was good to see each other, and yeah, technical. So it was not very hard, but it was a very good training and very good feeling.
The season's restarting in a tournament-type fashion down in Orlando. Explain to me what that's going to be like and what you guys are expecting when you head down south to Florida.
This tournament is something new. We don't know exactly how it will happen, but we are very excited. We come back with the competition, with game together. It will be something special, but we are very exciting. And I think all the player, all the team, all staff are in the same way right now, and we can wait to go there right now.
Explain to me that. It's like a group stage with all the teams, and then the top teams move into a knockout bracket, and those all count toward the regular season.
Exactly. It's the same concept than the World Cup. That means so you have some group, I think we will be 4 or 6 group. I don't know exactly. And after that, if you are first and second in your group, you do the quarterfinal and semi-final and final, They talk about the first game. They said, yeah, maybe it will count for the season. I don't know if it's possible, but it's good. Like that is a real challenge, a real competition, and it's great.
And that is your CTV Sports Report.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. I'm Byron Scott.